Do you know that there are three ways of doing almost anything in life? Any guesses? Well, they are the right way, the wrong way, and the army way. When I was in the army, this was taken as a sarcastic joke and laughed it off. But today I'm going to be seriously talking about how to use the army way in enhancing our speaking skills. My 34 years of military leadership experience, followed by 18 years of its application in the corporate, business, and education worlds, has convinced me beyond doubt that leaders are not born, they are made. So are speakers. Raise hands if you agree. Many people like me who have been on the stage right from their childhood may claim to be professional speakers. Are they so? Certainly not. These people may be able to walk fearlessly on the stage and rattle out any unstructured speech and brand themselves as born speakers. Well, the reality is that professional speakers like you who speak for influence, impact, and income go into a process of having a purpose, structuring their speech, timing it, checking the flow, and finally ensuring that the key message is delivered to the audience in a way that it causes transformation. This is a process, a grind that every professional speaker goes through. And the grind that is a good example and resembles this the most is the army way of making a leader. Today, let me share with you some peculiarities of how the armed forces turn ordinary boys and girls into extraordinary leaders who lead their troops into battle with confidence, influence, and inspiration. I will today share with you some of my experiences of how I applied the lessons I learned in the army into my speaking career, which is just 4 years old and still work is in progress. And they have been found very effective. The way the army has a purpose, training, planning. In the army, there is a process, and that is starting from the purpose, planning, training, handling fear, communication skills, and finally influencing troops to move into battle in the face of all odds, including terrain, weather, and even danger that may result even to death. What makes the army do this? We can imbibe a lot of these lessons in our speaking world, because isn't speaking world quite similar? Aren't you as speakers expected to go on the stage and deliver a speech with a purpose, which should be planned, structured, and it should be checked for its time, for its flow, and finally professional speakers ensure that it lands on the audience and causes transformation. In the PSS 2023, I will cover 3 of these very important lessons. But today, for the purpose of this video, I will cover only one of them, and that is handling fear. Fear is a very natural phenomenon, like hunger and sex. But it is the art, leader knowing not to expose his fear or let not the fear be seen, no matter how fearful you are. But if the leader allows this to be seen by his troops, he is gone. He has lost it all. He's going to be losing the respect of his subordinates, and he will cease to exist as an effective leader. Let me share a hair-raising story from Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw. He tells us that it was during the World War II in 1942, he was commanding a Sikh company in Burma. One day, his Subedar, very disturbed and perturbed, walked up to him and said, "Sahab, Son Singh has been arrested." He said, "Why? What happened?" He said, "Sir, he has been telling people that because you didn't promote him, he is going to shoot you." So Manekshaw told him, "March him up." So quickly in his tent, a stool was put and a march up was organized, and Son Singh was marched up to Sam. And Sam asked him, "Did you say you're going to shoot me?" Very sheepishly, Son Singh said, "Sahab, galti ho gayi." He loaded a pistol in front of him, handed it over to him, and said, "Dil hai to maro goli." And he sheepishly hung his head down. Sam gave him a slap and let him free, dismissed the case. Sam continued with his work, went for dinner, and after dinner, when he went to his tent, he found Subedar Balwant Singh standing there again, quite disturbed. He said, "Sahab, kya ho gaya?" "Sahab, we have done a mistake of not arresting him. He's still telling people that he's going to shoot you. We must arrest him." He said, "Get him here." So Son Singh was called. So Sam tells him, "Son Singh, yellow pistol, you will be the sentry outside my tent tonight. And in the morning at 5 o'clock, please wake me up with a mug of tea and a mug of hot water for a shave." And so at 5 a.m. exactly, Son Singh was there with the two mugs. And Sam says that for the rest of the operations, Son Singh followed him like a lamb. Was Sam frightened? Certainly. He tells us that he was absolutely terrified. He did not sleep even a wink at night. But could he have shown this fear? If he had arrested him, or if any other action was taken, the message that would have gone across to the troops is, "Saab is scared. Saab darta hai." And that would have been the end of the respect that Sam Manekshaw continued to get from his troops right till the end. Ladies and gentlemen, what I want to tell you here is that fear is normal. Isn't that in speaking as well? We may feel the fear of the stage, but there is a way of handling it. We must analyze our fear. What will happen when we go to the stage? I'll forget my lines. So what? The audience doesn't know my script. Even if my knees are knocking and my teeth are chattering, and I'm going to be drawing the geography of my life, I am going to bury that fear under my confidence and speak on. And if I remember those lines which I forgot later, I can always maneuver and manipulate and come back to the audience and say, "And another point that I should have told you earlier is," and then give out that point. And I'm telling you, the audience will respect you for being normal. What else can go wrong? What are you fearful about? Your reputation? Yes. That fear actually puts you on guard. It brings back to you your responsibility to the audience for their time, their money, and more importantly, the trust they placed in you to listen to you. So this fear is actually good. In fact, if it is not there, you would go as an irresponsible speaker and waste people's time. So to have that fear is good, but to control it is more important. So therefore, every speaker does have fear when they go on the stage. But what is important is make sure that that fear is not seen, is not felt by the audience. And that can be done with the other two lessons that I will be bringing out in PSS 2023. And those three lessons put together will give you a good idea of how you can scale up your speaking business to the next level. So let me leave you with a great message. And that message is, don't let your fear be bigger than you. Jai Hind.